Hello, my beautiful people on YouTube. This is Frantic Phantom, and today I am going to be taking you on a little lore through. We are going to be doing a little walkthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. But, a little side note, this is going to be a strictly lore-driven walkthrough, so bear with me. It won't be boring at all. Alright, so as you might have guessed, this is the starting area. I don't have anything. Right after the Dark Souls 2 initial cinematic, which is vague but enigmatic nonetheless, we are dropped into this particular place called Things Betwixt. From the title itself, I guess you can conclude that this is somewhere in between some things, plurals. We start off as an undead. If you haven't watched the cinematic already, I request you to please go onto the internet, YouTube, and watch the Dark Souls 2 opening cinematic. It is beautiful, even if you don't understand it. You start off as an undead, but different from Dark Souls 1 undead, because even as an undead in Dark Souls 1, you had a purpose. Here, you don't have any purpose. You don't have anything. You don't have any identity. You don't have any memory of what you were, who you were, why you were even here. We are here to find out about that. And as per regular Dark Souls 2 custom, there's nothing explicitly told to you other than direct plot points, etc. What you can find about the story, you can gather from items spread out across the world. Rusted coin, alright? And your item descriptions will elaborate most everything about the lore, about the world. This is where Dark Souls excels. It builds the world around what you find by yourself. It leaves so much to interpretation. And we'll get to that once we meet a few of the NPCs. Let's read this. The coin is engraved with the image of a god that was once worshipped in ancient times, but no one knows its true origins. If you look at the coin, if you look at least the coin sprite, it's sort of an angel, and a god worshipped in ancient times, but no one knows its true origins. Dark Souls 2 is different from the original Dark Souls in that ages have passed, an unknown amount of ages, and so there aren't any direct references to Dark Souls 1. When there are aplenty, but there aren't any direct resemblances or similarities or references. Have at you. What Dark Souls 1 did was establish a world, its own lore, its own legends, its own themes. What Dark Souls 2 is, it takes that and it makes the story human. Dark Souls 1 was the insignificance of humanity, even when said humanity tries to so desperately to bring forth what it lost. I'm not going to be doing this. You can look up the cutscene by yourself. Let's just fill out a name. Come on. Okay, class and gift. Class, warrior. Knight, high HP and adaptability. Swordsman, finely skillful swordsman, fights gracefully with strong weapons in both hands. Bandit, has the Helm of Thorns. Sorcerer, Cleric. Oh, he's the Miracle Worker. Sorcerer, Explorer, and the Deprived. I'm going to go with the Knight. Although, I could use Warrior as well. Meh. I'll go with Knight. Gift. Nothing. Life Ring essentially increases your base HP. Human Effigy, Healing Wares, Homeward Bone, Seed of Tree of Giants, Bonfire Aesthetic. An Aesthetic resets most things in the area. And Aesthetic also... Oh wait, no, that's the Human Effigy. If you burn a Human Effigy, or if you take a Human Effigy, you remove online play. Bonfire Aesthetic just resets the bosses and makes the entire area a lot harder. It just makes it forcibly move on to the next cycle. Petrified something... Nah. I'll go with Healing Wares. Final Inspiration. Is this your true self? Yep.
All people come here.
So, these three are ancient women. They are very ancient beings. And to a certain extent, they are very tied to your own journey across this land called Drangleic. Human Effigy. Let's read that. Reverses Hollowing. Use this item to reverse hollowing. It also weakens the link to other worlds, preventing invasions and less cooperation. You're closely at an effigy and one begins to perceive a human form, but whose form it takes depends on the person looking. So, the human effigy is essentially a mirror. A mirror that reflects what you remember, what you perceive yourself as. It's only when a hollow remembers. Oh, and before we forget, the world, just like in Dark Souls 1, is afflicted with an undead curse. A curse that forces humans, or to be honest, any sort of life form, to, when it dies, to resurrect itself. Over and over again, because all life is tied to the first flame from Dark Souls 1, the first source of disparity in the world. And as you keep resurrecting yourself, as you keep coming back to life over and over again, tied to these bonfires, the flame, you lose your sanity. And gradually you become hollow, an undead, a specific kind of undead, one that has lost all purpose, one that has lost all sanity. And what the human effigy does is it reminds a hollow of its sense of purpose. It reminds a hollow of its identity, even for a fleeting moment. And that's what makes it human, even if it is for that brief moment. Alright, let's light a torch. Let's go see what this area has to offer. Okay, so this is the starting area for things betwixt. Let's go and light these stones first. A neat little gimmick that we'll find out. That's a troll. Once you have a certain something called a fragrant branch of yore, you will be able to unpetrify that stoned gentleman right there. A fine stone gentleman. And we'll be able to traverse that particular area. And what it does is, it opens the path to that little giant thing there. There's a very important item there that we might be needing sometime soon, but let's see. Let's see where this goes. These are tutorial messages and whatnot. Okay, so these are your atypical zombies, but these aren't essentially your stereotypical zombies. These are what I've been calling hollows. Mindless beings that have lost their sense of purpose and as such roam around, simply looking for souls. Because only with souls will they be able to amass enough potential or power to possibly find what they've been looking for. Also, that's the troll, and that broken thingy that looks like a boat, that's the item that we really would love to go to. Okay, so backstab mechanic. If you approach and attack from a proper enough angle, this happens. It lands a guaranteed critical, and it deals an immense amount of damage. So this is the starting area, things betwixt, a limbo in between worlds. If you've watched Dark Souls 2's opening cinematic, then you'd know that the player character, he or she, depending on what player character you choose, falls in through a dimensional gap or dimensional hole, what have you. And he gets sent either back in time or ahead in time, depending on where your interpretation of Drangleic lies. Drangleic is the name of the kingdom that we'll be going to. And they end up in this mess of a world. And the further you go into Dark Souls 2, the more you realize that time travel as a concept is very aptly used in this particular game. Okay, so we've got quite a few items that we need to check out, but let's just see where we head off right now. Also, do not go there. Do not go to that nest. It's not worth it right now, seeing as we don't have a very crucial item. Soul of a nameless soul. You find these soul packets scattered around this starting area. That's going to be problematic. Gem, thank you. Life gems are your healing items, and they can be found in plenty, and there's only a 99 limit to the life gems that you can carry. Okay. So, you can pretty much carry 99 life gems. And here's the jump mechanic, which I really don't want to go through right now, but yeah, you actually roll, which is good. Come on, pick up the item. Amber Herb. You have to press the jump button again while you're running. Okay, let's go up this ladder. Light the scone. There's something there that we really might not need. Also, jumping attack. We just lost the torch. We just lost the torch. Does this open? Yep. It opens. Cracked red eye orb. This is an online item, so no need to worry about that. Also, in case this walkthrough or lore through, what have you, becomes too long, I will need to cut it out for a bit. So things betwixt is done for now. We found quite a few little things about each other. I'm sorry I messed that up. I messed that up badly. We are now heading on to the hub area for this particular game. And yes, this is straight from Demon Souls, but infinitely more aesthetic and peaceful. Welcome to Majula, folks. This is your hub area. And this is where you'll meet your vendor, your blacksmith, your guide to the world, and quite literally one of the nicest NPCs in all of Souls. Let's light the bonfire, and with that will be a wrap for this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next full-length lore through for Dark Souls 2 Scholars of Sin. Thank you, and bye-bye.